As you know, since mid January, the United States hit its debt ceiling. And in a recent piece for Forbes, you posed this question. As the clock is ticking on raising the debt limit, it's not whether or not there should be panic. Rather, it's when there should be panic. Ben, should we be panicking right now?
Oh, well, it's the name of the game here in Washington, D.C. There's a saying, New York has Broadway, Los Angeles has Hollywood, Washington, D.C. has the debt ceiling. It's something that's like it was once a benign and bipartisan legislative tool meant to give the Treasury more latitude in issuing debt. But the debt ceiling today has become one of the most dramatic political flashpoints between the two parties. And so what we're seeing today is that it's many ways the debt ceiling fight isn't about debt. It's really about leverage and kind of just the political fight. So you're kind of seeing today, there's been debt limit fights in the past as early as the 1950s, but treasury markets today are more developed. The government spending is much more far reaching, and the consequences of default are much more consequential and much more dire. And so it kind of begs the question is, what's going to happen? And Republicans right now, they see this as leverage. And all Republicans are unified behind the idea of requiring some sort of concession, some sort of fiscal reforms for their vote on the debt ceiling. Meanwhile, President Biden and Democratic leaders are adamant that there should be no conditions to raising the debt ceiling. And so the name of the game here is getting 218 votes in the Republican House and 60 votes in the Democratic Senate to raise the debt ceiling. And there's no clear path right now. And so you see some people panicking, and some people are remaining calm, saying, at the end of the day, they're going to raise the debt ceiling one way or the other. And so what I say is that, it shouldn't be an if, but when you should be panicked. And in order to understand when, I think it's important to have a playbill of sorts of understanding the key players who are influencing the process, as well as the key milestones in the months ahead that will surely be kind of a rough and tumble fight. I think one of the ironies here is that the two parties are more divided ideologically than ever before, but at the same time, they're very evenly split within Congress. So small margins create interesting dynamics. And so an individual lawmaker or a small kind of block of lawmakers can really have outside influence on the process. And so those idiosyncrasies can really impact how this debt ceiling fight unfolds. So I'd say I'm not panicked now, but I'm waiting for kind of certain milestones and certain key players to kind of have more influence, and whether or not they influence or whether or not those milestones are reached could increase that panic when kind of we near the X date.